Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back with Hearthstone. We are going to do a little bit different something or other today. Since we finished early, last episode, we don't have any quests. We don't have anything to do. And since I started recording after Naxxramas came out, I decided let's just do a quick series. So, next few episodes are just going to be a quick series where I show you what Naxxramas is all about. So, what I want to do is let's start here on the normal challenges. Each week you would unlock a quarter, but oddly enough there was 5 of them, not 4. So you shouldn't have called it a quarter, you should have called it a fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters, and then the 5th one is called the Frostwind Layer. Alright, so they actually didn't bother to call all of them a quarter, but there was 5 parts. Each one was about 150 gold, so it all equaled up 700 somehow. I think you got the first quarter free, and then the others added up. With what would start would be this guy would be the only thing unlocked, and then you would have to beat him to get to this guy to get to this guy, and then they would unlock and give you a couple of cards, which it's not even telling me what cards. There was like 13 cards that were unlocked for doing all this. So let's just get into this game.
Leprechaun is one of my finest spider lords. Good luck, interloper.
So it's a new hero, a new Leprechaun. He has a 2-mana spell to summon a 3/1 Nubrian. So all of these would take some thought. All of these took multiple attempts to beat it.
Versus a Nubricon!
Welcome to my parlor.
You asked for it.
So they all had new audio, they all had new video. It's strange then you can't ever play as these characters. A lot of them were really overpowered. So 30 life here. If I say greetings,
It speaks.
well played.
Well played.
It speaks.
Thank you.
It speaks.
Sorry.
It speaks.
See, whoops.
Whoops.
It speaks.
My magic will tear you apart.
It speaks.
So, not really programmed to say a lot. He does have an end thing. But we're not going to,
You win.
not going to fight him on that. I just wanted to show you what he was like on normal. There is also this heroic challenge that is just really difficult. It doesn't give you anything, and I haven't ever beaten him because there wasn't really a lot of time. So we're gonna play this guy and see if we can do this. Notice here now his skitter ability is summon a 4/4 Nubrian. I don't think it was a 4/4 Nubrian. So let's go back. 3/1 Nubrian. Totally changed. So what you're gonna see in this series is I'm gonna just quickly look at the easy one, and then we're gonna play the hard one and probably lose. So it's just gonna be a 1 attempt, so you get a general idea of what we're doing. Notice this is a different loading screen because this is not playing against anybody. They're not even pretending like you're playing against anybody. Total robot.
A Nubricon!
Welcome to my parlor.
You asked for it.
So now we're gonna really play. And see if we can win. and we won't. So let's show you what's the difference here. Life is different. 45 summons a 4/4 Nubian for 2 mana, which is really overpowered. Yeah, I'm surprised though that they didn't put these characters and just say you could play as these characters, kind of make them so they're better balanced, because these guys certainly aren't balanced. There's no denying that.
Job done.
This is the Naxxramas added side thing, if you didn't figure that out. So when doing Naxxramas things, this is all we can deal with. Let's see.
Job's done.
So it's gonna be a struggle just staying alive. Typically they do the same thing over and over again, so it's not a huge surprise. There we go, we're gonna risk it. Gotta get it to hit this once. And it didn't. So it's gonna just take me down. Death Charger, I don't think I have that card. So they introduced some cards, which I almost certainly Death Rider is in the game, but they didn't give them to me. Oddly enough. It would take a lot of work, a lot of multiple attempts to build a custom deck just to beat this one character. And that's what I had to do on the normal one too, was I was just building normal characters. Let's see. So he's got me down to 9. I've gotten down to 30. Just on the normal runs, it took multiple attempts of readjusting my deck. I, of course, didn't have as many cards as I do now, but still, it's going to take some really well thought out strategy to do anything. Let's see. It would have been nice if it was just a time thing, if you just had to get them the deck. I mean, I'm a big proponent that if you can just get them to run out of cards, you should win. Particularly when you're playing against the computer. But they don't play that way.
Handle it.
So
Just a little taste.
I mean, I haven't seen some of these cards ever again, so I'm not sure if they are in the... Maybe they were only in Naxxramas, and then they wouldn't allow them in the rest of the game because they were so unbalanced. So I mean, I could stall here. But doing as much as we can. But we can't even get them below 30, let alone to 0. Now, on normal I did get them down, so it's not like I never got it. I never achieved anything with this. I did what was necessary to get the cards, and it was a bit of a struggle, but not a lot, not a ton.
Done.
Now all this guy has to do is hit the face in these ones. So that's a Nubricon. And that's how pretty much all these games are gonna go. So let's go see our next character, which we beat a Nubricon. took us probably 1 or 2 efforts on each of these guys. I don't think I ever got really stuck and had to go more than 4 or 5 attempts.
Fealina is training acolytes to worship me. Her job is very important. Do not disturb her.
So, another character. Why didn't any of these characters come out as playable? Rain of Fire. Fire a missile for each card in your opponent's hand. That's overpowered, but you could probably balance that. They just needed to think about these characters and balance them out a little bit. So, we're gonna probably play with the mage deck just for no reason. I mean, we're not getting... You're noticing at the end we're not getting, I think, the screen that shows us the screen that shows us we're getting experience or anything like that. Alright. Why am I even changing? I don't know. Because we're not going to fight her on the easy. So, for 2 mana she can fire a missile. So if she did it right now, she'd do 4 damage. Let's see.
Hello.
And they're just all gonna say the same thing, but at least they do respond. Can't squelch them, which is, why would you need to squelch them? They never say anything. So 30-30 here. Let's see what it is on the hard mode.
You win.
So I can see, I guess we are getting just a tiny bit of experience there, but we wouldn't, I don't think, get the 3 wins to get gold or anything like that. So let's see what she's like on heroic. See what her spell says. It is 1 mana now versus 2, which is totally unfair for any of them to be 1 mana. To do the same thing. Now this will just end on anything because that's just a loading screen.
Grand Widow, Fealina!
My acolytes serve me without question.
You asked for it.
So we'll have a slight advantage since I'm always running low on cards here, but not by a lot. $45 versus 30.
Job's done.
And 1 mana, she could do 3 damage. 2, 3.
Job's done.
Slay them in the Master's name.
3 attack each turn. Worshipper. Another card I have not seen. So either a lot of cards didn't ever show up or were never allowed to be in the game for real, or I just haven't seen them because they were really bad cards. I think they weren't just allowed to be in the game. If that's true, Naxxramas feels like a really failed experiment. I mean, it just screams that they came up with all these card ideas and then were told by some reason that the balance would never be fair. Ooh, so I have 3 attack now because I used that. Interesting.
Let the pain speak to me.
So I want to kind of keep this guy alive. We can just do face to face. So for she has 2 worshippers, which is a problem. Let's see. Let's do this. And then let's do this.
You have failed.
Ready.
Job's done.
And I would love to have a couple more of those because it's giving you a +3 attack for each one. And
The widow
don't think for a
embraces
second
me.
she doesn't have like 12 of these cards, because I'm sure she does. Everything about Naxxramas was super cheaty. Of just, oh yeah, you can totally do that. Here. Let's see.
I failed. Grand Widow. I failed.
I'm ready.
Job's done.
Bring out your dead.
It's a shame.
The damned stand ready.
Like Death Charger. It's probably a card, I just haven't seen anybody play it in a real long time. Obviously, because it doesn't look familiar at all.
Job's done.
Got her down to 30, but I'm down to 7.
Let the pain speak to me.
I'm ready. I'm not ready. I'm ready. I'm not
Job's
ready.
done.
It's gonna take me out. Now there are set times when they do say something, but like the first time a worshiper died, she said you had failed. But they don't get super talky.
Handle it. Crush. No.
So if I had done about 10 more damage somehow, we would have won this. Not impossible, just very, very difficult. It would take several attempts to get them down. And it's really just all for pride, because all it's going to do is put a check mark there. It's not going to unlock any cards. The normal was the only thing that unlocked cards.
My Exna is a giant spider.
So, my Exna here, we do have a giant spider card like that. So, there is a card of this creature, but there's not, like, this creature. 3 mana, which is a little bit different. Usually it's 2 mana. Return a random enemy to your opponent's hand. So, now this was the final boss of the free first week of the 5 weeks of release of Naxxramas.
versus my Exna.
You asked for
Alright.
it.
So, just want to look here, and it's a 30-30 fight still. Not that difficult.
Her poison will make your death mostly painless.
Hello.
Yep. All this one's gonna do is hiss. Can't talk.
You win.
Not really losing anything by conceding. Unless there's some kind of internal victory loss counter that I don't know about. And if I don't know about it, it doesn't bother me. So let's look at the heroic version of my Exna. 0 mana. Return 2 random enemy minions to your opponent's hand. Super overpowered. Cost him no mana whatsoever to return 2 of my guys each turn. So obviously I'm gonna have a terrible trouble keeping anybody on the field.
Versus my Exna.
You asked for it.
He's starting with 2 spiders on the field, first turn, super cheaty.
Hello.
Done.
So, immediately use it, send my guy back. Immediately plays the coin to do what? What is he gonna do? Sure, if he was smart he would have put him in the middle. But whatever, I'm not gonna help him. So we play this, you play this,
Job done.
and then you end the turn. And he's gonna send 2 of my guys back. All the guys I'm bringing up are 0 mana guys. Well, you really have to get used to what the strategies are of these guys.
Job done.
Am I gonna be able to ever keep anybody on the field though? Not really. So, what would be great cards for this? Cards that do battlecry damage. If I had a deck custom made just full of battlecry, just keep on doing battle cries, keep on let's see.
Job done.
So every time they got sent back for like 1 mana or low mana, they would come back and do some damage to the face. If I had a whole deck full of those, it'd be pretty easy to take out my Naxxramas here. Let's see. If I do this, and then this. I don't know if that helped or hurt. Now, sending cards back will restore their health. And you wouldn't have had Stalag. I mean, you wouldn't have had him when you originally played this because Stalag and Fugan come in much later, like in the 4th or 5th week.
Job done.
But you can see how this would be incredibly frustrating.
Sea Giant? My Naxxramas, that is not on my approved card list.
And sometimes it's Keld, Zuld, or Naxxramas, whoever that is, I think that's Naxxramas, would come in and say funny things. Okay, so that's the first week. We would have gotten 2 cards for this. I don't know how to bring that up as to what cards that would have been, but it was probably my Naxxramas and some other card. And that would have been the first free week. And with the first free week, we got 2 class challenges. So let's look at the class challenges. Let's just assume it was Druid and Rogue. It probably was. And you do this, you have to play as a Druid versus Grand Widow Fiera, and there would have been a card here that you would have gotten for beating it. So let's just play those cards. Play those. And that'll make 5 games and make a good episode, I suppose. So we'll do 5 episodes
I must protect
in a
the
row
wild.
of Naxxramas. So we didn't pick this deck. This is the deck they picked for us. I don't want that card. They probably even have picked what cards it's gonna offer. So let's do this, and then do this.
Job done. Job
Fire a
done.
missile for each card in your hand.
Kneel before me.
So much more manageable when they're just 30. It still was a pretty difficult the class things. I think the class things were probably a little bit easier than see, give him minion 2/2 and taunt. He's a good candidate. Wow. Not doing a lot of damage here.
Slay them in the Master's name.
So let's go ahead and use this to get rid of her ability to attack. You have failed. It is a poor leader who blames her. Let's see. Sure, why not? We want to get rid of cards in this situation because then her dumb spell ability doesn't work. But
Bring out your
why
dead.
is this not a playable character?
Damned stand ready.
Why can't you figure out? And it's been months and months since Naxxramas. Why couldn't they figure out? Destroy a minion your opponent draws 2 cards. Why couldn't they figure out a way to balance it out? Just sit there and say, we figured something so we can come out with 9 of these characters. I mean, they made more than 9. They made like 12. And 12 more characters that you can play as would have been
The
cool.
damned stand ready.
But they just couldn't keep the balance. And all these guys are so overpowered, but I mean, that doesn't mean you can't make a balanced version of it. This is a cool ability, but change it a little bit. Probably fire a missile for every 2 cards in someone's hand. Or maybe make it 3 mana. Whatever you have to do. So, as you can see, it's not that hard. I mean, I have good decks. I admit that. So, I'm a much better player than when I originally played this. So now we play Rogue against Maxina, practicing Evil Laugh.
Valera versus
But you can do these, and it's still worth it to get the cards, because they're pretty good cards. I still use Stalag and Fugan in almost every deck I have. So for those 2 alone, I would get Naxxramas. Maybe at some point they'll put Naxxramas on sale, so if you're short on gold now, you might just think about putting it off for a little while. So 3 mana to return 1 guy. Well, here's a battle cry character that if it gets returned, not a problem at all. Here is Echoing Ooze. If it gets returned, not a problem at all. Because every time it's returned, it's just gonna activate its Echoing Ooze ability. Give me more of them. Every time this gets returned, I'll just do the battle cry again. Another one that works great one return, another one that works great. This whole deck is specifically designed to just be really, really useful. So
Shields up.
shields up, perfectly fine if that gets
One
returned.
shot, one kill. I'll give it a shot.
So this will be first turn in which they can use the spell. You probably will use it.
Naxxramas is ours.
So return this one guy. Let's see. Alright.
Drink with me, friend.
Send this one back. Why not?
I'll give it a shot.
Just keep attacking the
I'll
face.
give it a shot.
Job done.
So I could play Lenovo,
Shields up.
no real reason to do that.
Don't mess with custom.
Now that one doesn't even have enough room
Challenge
because I have
accepted.
so many guys out on the field at the moment. They are pretty low attack,
I'll give it a
but
shot.
definitely built around
I'll give it a
defeating
shot.
these guys. And then that's really what these decks are all about, I think, is just showing people, you know what, this is how you win. This is, if you're just having trouble figuring out what we were trying to get across to you, here's the solution. Not really even using the... Alright, let's see.
My shield for Argus.
Let's see.
Challenge accepted.
I'll give it a shot.
I got this.
Suck steel, swine.
Want to hit the face, really.
Here we go.
Get it down to 9. And you could... Doesn't take a lot to realize that, oh yeah, there was a strategy here.
Naxxramas
Yeah, we could have won if we had just built the deck, right? There you go. So, they have 4 now. What's better to play than mind control deck?
I don't have enough mana.
Here we go.
Attack this. And attach this.
Job done.
So this guy will build up.
What do you call a player who just had his minion webbed? Doomed.
Not really. This is yet another character that is perfectly fine. Let's see.
Engaging TC-130 into dislocator.
Battle cry. Let's go ahead and do it.
Here we go.
Attack that. Just want to kind of let this one build up. Because it can't be targeted. Maybe it can get sent back. Maybe I should send it back. It's an interesting thought. It's getting me down.
Here we go.
Next turn. Next turn we will attack with the Shade of Naxxramas. That'll do 5, and then this guy can do 1. So as long as he can't kill me in this turn, I'm fine. This one's a bit closer. I will admit that. So, let's see. This. This. And
Here we go.
this we potentially could have lost. See, that would have been 6, 7, 8. So it would have been a little bit dangerous. We'll maybe taking one or two traps. So those would have been the only 2 that would have unlocked with the first week, and you unlocked those after you did the 3, beat the 3 bosses here on Naxxramas. So that's where I'm gonna end this episode. We're gonna just do a short series of this. So next episode we will do the Plague Quarter, which that was the Arachnid Quarter, and no doubt we were fighting spiders the whole time. So the Plague Quarter is gonna be plagues. We're gonna just do one quarter each episode and show off everything that's there's to be done, which means the Construct Quarter will be a little bit longer and the Frostwind Quarter will be a little bit shorter. So sorry for that, but that was my decision. That's the end of this episode, so as always, like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of the video. Have a good evening.